Hi, my name is Ken Rasmussen, and I want to show you two new features which is being added over the last week. The first feature came from a request from somebody down in Ausland, which is that the suggestions, some cases, positively impacts one bacteria and negatively impact a different bacteria, which is not unsurprising. So he wanted to be absolutely safe. He wants to be able to reduce the suggestions to only ones which has absolutely positive or absolutely negative effect. Okay, no problem. Very simple to do with the right database design, and that's the first thing I'm going to show you. Second thing is I have improved the forecasting using symptoms and give you a choice of two methods of doing it besides the built-in one with the just give me suggestions. Okay, so we are logged in. If we go over to changing microbiome, and we have things there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty the basket, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something which has very few suggestions. Jason's H to get suggestions. We have the suggestions. Now what I do is I go back to view the bucket consensus, and we have the list here, and we have 384 items. We have a checkbox here, and we're going to check the checkbox. It will automatically refresh the page, and we now have it down to just 11. There's only 11 items which were absolutely clear with no adverse effect for any of the bacteria suggested, which is good. Okay, so if you want to be absolutely conservative, then we have a absolutely conservative list where we are not trying to balance the rate of good and bad bacteria against the other. We're just going pure, these are the good ones. Okay, so we have it that done, nice and simple. If we go back, and for the same one, let's go back to there, and we are going to just go and click just give me suggestions, which takes a bit longer time. And there we are. And if you go to the bottom, there we see we have 1,800 items evaluated. Okay, let's see what happens when we said we want to be absolutely safe with suggestions. So we click that. It will requery, sort through all the data for every single bacteria and every single modifier, which is a good number of items it having to check, which is why it will spin for a while. So don't expect it to be a very reactive page because it has a lot of cross references to do. And hopefully it will finish. Again, we have, there we go. And what do we have? We have 21. Major drop. So basically, that's the absolutely conservative combination. And remember, the net here is again a function of the number of studies, how much of each one of the bacteria. So it's a composite, as in the most confidence we have of it. So, but we now have all the items there. So that's number one. And my suggestion is do it one way of filtering at a time, see what the changes back and forth, or do it all at once. But expect a 10-fold or even 100-fold, almost 100-fold, yep, 100-fold decrease in the number of suggestions, because everything interacts with everything. This is exactly what he asked for. I gave it to him. Now, let's go back, and I'm going to changing microbiome, and I'm going to empty the basket. Now I'm going to go over to special studies. And special studies has a list of symptoms done two ways. One is my original way of doing analysis, which looked at every single bacteria taxonomy level, so strains, genesis, families, order, and works from there. And the other one works from using only genus numbers. And that has some advantages and disadvantages. And if you go down, you can take a look. In this case, for this sample, we see that we have, with the second method, just about every actual symptom the person reported is a match in at the very top. In other words, it looks like our prediction is good. I just finished doing a review, and using this second method, the genus-based ones, a sample over 6 samples, basically 80 to 100% of the top suggestions, for the top 10 suggestions, match what the person entered. So I was determining that from the bacteria, saying what symptoms we have, and they agree with actually what they reported 80 to 100% of the time, which is, to me, very good. So here is the other one, and we don't see as many things clustered at the top as over here. All these, by the way, are checks from what the person has entered, so these come out the same. You do not have to work with them. If you remove something here and something here, it will not save it to your symptoms. It will only use that for this particular one. And now we want to go over and do it, and I'll toss in everything kitchen sink, get suggestions, go through, and we have our list of suggestions there. And remember, we're only showing 40 here, but when you go back to changing microbiome, we've done one set of suggestions. This one will show everything which was generated, not just the top 40. So we go and we look here, and we have a combination. We have how many? We have 1,700. And let's go over and do the check. And again, be patient. It has a lot of cross-reference because every single bacteria has to be checked against every single modifier. And we have probably 200 bacteria, 1,800 modifiers, which comes out to be 1,800, 180, comes out to be about 500,000 direct checks. Then we add in multiple studies. So we'll probably be doing a million or so comparisons. And in this case, we get down to 42. So we did much better in terms of the reduction. We went from just 160 to 42, which is only 40-fold reduction, better than everything. And now we have things there, and you are good. And let's go on to page 2, and page 2 is there. So that's basically it. You have there, and you have things which are absolutely safe. Okay, I think that's it. That's the 2 parts. Number 1 is the ability to do and check suggestions. And number 2 is using special studies, which gives you 2 methodologies of picking the bacteria based on what is associated statistically with it. The genus level is the one which I'm finding and greatly preferring. It took a while to generate and validate it, but so far it is performing better than the older one, which used all the taxonomy levels. And there's a hunk of mathematics behind the 2 different methods. And the key bottom line, don't worry about the mathematics, is how well does it perform. In this case, you can see visually one performs better than the other, which means the suggestions from this one is probably going to be better than the suggestions from that one. Okay, that's it.